should we talk about this first? Okay, no, we can talk about this first.
It's maybe part of the topic.
No. Let's talk. We need to talk about us first before we start getting into these topics.
We have trust issues.
Okay, no, you have the trust issue.
I don't want this to be red pill content. I don't want this to be a bunch of dudes just being like, yeah, we have it so much harder. Everything we do is so much better. Do I believe that? Yes. But I don't want that to be the content. The role of men is everything. We have to be all. We have to be...
Wait, guys, don't get angry yet. Guys, calm down. Everyone, just wait. Biologically, I think women have it harder.
Let me carry it. Let me carry it. I'll carry the baby. I would love to carry a baby. I can destroy both arguments.
Okay,
on different. No, I don't want this to be a destroying thing. I want to calm down, right? I don't want to.
Dude, I knew. I was like, I can feel the heat already, bro.
Hope you got a fun fact, because I didn't prepare any of those kind of things for today. This man has notes in an iPad.
Yeah, man. What's up?
Hey, what's up, baby?
I have a question for you.
Oh, no.
You want to answer it?
Depends what the question is.
Okay, here's the question. Here's the scenario.
Ready.
There's a button in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Press it. There's a 1% chance you die.
Okay.
But you get $250,000.
Okay.
And every time you press it, it increases by 1%. How many times do you press it?
I do it enough times. I solve all my problems.
How many problems you got? You got 99?
How many problems you got? A lot. Never.
250,000.
I'm not hitting it once.
You're not hitting it.
I'm not hitting it once. I don't care if it's 1% chance. I'm not taking that chance.
Really?
Bro, no.
Okay.
How about you?
I pressed it a few times.
100 times?
How much money does it take to get away from you?
Bro, I'll just...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn things that you want to learn.
I got a fun fact for you.
Hope you learned something like that. I hope you did. So,
I'm an idiot. If you have any questions, don't ask us.
welcome to the Idiots to Experts podcast. I'm your co-host, Justin.
And I'm unwanted.
And every week, every week we try to cure our ignorance and learn as much as we can and share it with you guys.
And as your co-host, my name is George, and I will try to feel like this is something that we enjoy doing with each other.
I am sick, so I apologize if I'm coughing.
And I'm sick of Justin, so I'm going to try to bring the energy today.
No one is. No one is. Everyone likes me. I don't know why. I'm not that likable.
You got a nice smile.
Oh, is that what it is?
You got a nice smile.
Ah, thanks.
Yeah. See?
Just add that fact when it goes ding.
Try to do the thing where you compliment me back.
George, you.
Anyway, getting into...
Let me finish. A compliment's a good thing, right?
Took too long.
It's a good thing, right?
Took too long.
Okay, George, you show up to my house sometimes.
We're going to get right into current events. There's a lot going on in the world today.
What's going on in the world?
As you guys know, we try to, give you some information on things that are happening.
Yeah.
Some of it's really relevant. Some of it's not so relevant.
Ooh.
So I got some fun topics.
Okay.
The Joker, which I thought was a phenomenal movie.
You watched it?
The first one. To me, like a great movie. I think it generated $1 billion.
I thought it was good too. I thought it was a very unique spin.
Right. The Joker 2 came out this weekend. Did you know that? And me neither. And apparently neither did anybody else because that movie flopped hard.
How much crazy can it get?
He's a clown. He's already pretty crazy, I guess.
Okay. Lady Gaga's in it.
Is it? Or is she?
Hey, be careful, okay? Can't be throwing it around.
Listen.
I know this movie's about clowns, George, but you can't be just saying it everywhere.
No, that was referring to. It, the clown.
The clown, okay.
They did a crossover of the Joker and It.
Oh, I wonder why it didn't make enough money.
Yeah, because it's terrible. Apparently, yeah. Anyway, that was my only thing for today because I really liked that movie.
Okay.
And I thought I was hoping 2 would be just as good, and I'm gonna go watch it still.
Okay.
But from what I hear, it's a terrible movie. Like, it ain't doing so hot. Interesting fact number 2.
First off,
Oh, you'll be fine.
what's your second fact?
So second fact is real cool stuff. I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently, there's this thing called a blue ocean effect, right?
Oh,
When the sun hits Earth.
holy moly!
Hold on.
Your current event is the classic question: is the sky blue or is the ocean blue?
No. Let me finish.
Okay,
This is an example of you jumping the all right.
can't say that.
You jumping the pew pew.
You just talked about it.
It takes me a while to learn.
Okay.
So, before I was rudely interrupted, when the sun hits Earth, right, the water typically absorbs the heat, which makes it really hot if it gets to that point. The North Pole, which has a bunch of ice on it,
Okay.
works as a giant mirror that basically just reflects sun rays back into space, helps keep the Earth cool.
Okay.
So because ice is melting so fast, within the next like 10 years or so, they're saying that you can have a world apocalyptic type event because there'll be no ice, means the world gets a lot hotter. There's no more rays reflecting it back into space.
Okay.
So they're refreezing the ocean up north.
How?
So what they're doing is that they're taking the ice that's already there and they're pumping water out of it and pouring it on top of the ice, hoping that it chills, cools, and makes that ice thicker and thicker and thicker, making it bigger.
You know what I thought my solution was? Number 5 gum.
What?
5 gum. You ever see those commercials?
I don't remember the
Where
commercials.
he eats the 5 gum like mint, and it's so cool. That he would blow air out of his mouth, and it would turn things to. But obviously, I guess that's not.
Your solution is a man up on the North Pole chewing a piece of gum and just going,
I guess that's.
that's better than what.
So how long is that gonna take for us to get to stabilize?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. This sounds stupid.
You read the headlines.
I read headlines,
That's what. Never mind.
but it's.
Keep the questions to yourselves. If it doesn't get past headlines, George cannot answer.
Dude, there's no point in reading past.
You got all the information you needed.
I learned how they're doing it, which is honestly more research than I would usually do. Anyway, those are the current events. I think that's really cool.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, go ahead.
The Earth is having a second moon.
I heard about this, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Earth decided that it didn't want to be monogamous anymore, so got a little side rock.
I can't.
You like that?
That was so bad.
You like that? No, about being serious though.
I know, but that's.
I was thinking like talking to my wife, like, if the Earth can't be monogamous. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
That's all right. She doesn't watch anyway.
That's a joke. But yeah, I read just like you the headline, so don't ask me more questions.
I had so many questions. I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, what? How long? I heard it's temporary. Is that a thing?
I read a little bit. It's an asteroid right now.
Right.
So I don't know how an asteroid becomes a moon, what type of characteristics needs to transform.
I wouldn't know,
A rare
but I'm
candy, probably.
pretty sure it's like side pieces don't stick around too long.
How do you know that?
I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, what do you mean?
Which is-
First you do know, and then now you don't know.
So I don't know,
Okay.
but from what I hear,
Oh, you hear.
side pieces don't stick around that long.
Okay. You don't have any experience with side pieces?
How can I?
Oh, yeah. Because
Transitioning into our topic for today.
it'll lay you up to get some brownie points.
I have no trust in you. I generally have no trust in you. I think everything is going to be you smashing me down.
Should we talk about this first? Okay, no, we didn't talk about this first.
It's maybe part of the topic.
No. Let's talk. We need to talk about us first before we start getting into these topics.
We have trust issues.
Okay, no, you have the trust issue.
Can you blame me?
What? We're supposed to work together
Uh-huh.
and we're supposed to have trust in each other.
Correct.
Okay, and know that I have your best interest, George. So when I'm dunking on you and I'm telling you that you're an idiot,
Yes.
or I point out every mistake that you do, it's only because we have a healthy relationship.
Right.
And that's supposed to help both of us.
Yeah.
Because the more I make myself look better, the healthier we become.
You're right. And that's why every clip that you make makes me look better.
not true. That's not true.
I'm pretty sure your entire goal is to just make me look like one of the worst human beings on public internet.
No, here's the actual fact.
Oh, I am the worst human being.
The actual fact, I don't make the clips to make myself look better. I just make the clips out of the podcast, and whatever the podcast gives me.
Oh, this is gonna get
We're
good.
gonna talk off camera.
This is gonna get good.
It's all jokes. It's all sarcasm.
Usually.
Usually. Okay. What's your topic? Oh. Don't blink at the audience like
Blink twice. Blink twice if you.
Fine. He's fine.
No one come. All right. I want to introduce our topic for today.
Yeah, it's going to be our topic because we talked about it, and it seems like this is going to be a very long conversation.
I titled our topic.
Ooh, okay. What's the title?
It's going to be called Being a Man is a Scam. I'm kidding.
You're going to have to break this cycle.
I'm kidding.
And we're going to do this for a while, George. I don't want episode 10 to be, this is a scam.
We're 70 years old into this.
Walking shoes are a scam. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Triathlons are a scam. The topic for today, and I want everyone to know that this is going to be a productive conversation with no interrupting. The topic for today is called the 21st Century Man.
I didn't hear you. I just didn't hear you. So I was asking you if you could.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast.
I was just asking. Okay, I was just asking. So you're saying that the topic is what?
The topic for today is called the 21st Century Man.
And why do we want to talk about the 21st century man?
The reason why I want to talk about the 21st Century Man, here are my disclaimers before. I wrote literal disclaimers.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you the mic
Okay.
to have your disclaimers because everyone needs to know this is very important.
This is incredibly important. I want to talk about how men in today's society have a different role, and the role of a man has evolved. Okay. Now, number one, I'm so nervous right now.
Why are you so nervous, bro?
The purpose of this topic
Yeah.
is not to say that one has something better than the other. Although I have my opinions on who does have it better, that's not the purpose.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're talking about your opinion, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The purpose is for men to understand women more and for women to understand men more. That is what I'm hoping for.
That's the purpose of this conversation.
How many women watch this podcast? I don't know, but I'm hoping a bunch of dudes just agree with me and call it a day.
I guess I'm going to get the backlash then.
Most likely. Okay. We're going to try to be serious.
Mhm.
We're not going to...
No, we're making jokes.
We're making jokes for sure.
don't-
It's going to be lighthearted.
put that out there.
It's going to be lighthearted.
It's going to make us look way bad when you're like, no, this is a serious topic.
Hold on.
And all we do is just make jokes.
We want to be serious, but also lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, yeah, fair.
we're talking about generalities here. This is not you as an individual. We're not attacking your humanity. We're not attacking your gender.
Just apologize already. Just apologize right now.
This is the apology video for when this comes out. Just prepare this, right? Ready? You know, on the podcast, we may have said some things and they were taken out of context. I want to take this moment to apologize to all the people.
I talked to my lovely wife and she told me about women and she made me realize I made mistakes. Okay, I'm sorry. There we go. We'll cut that.
Disclaimer number 4.
Oh, there's another disclaimer.
And I genuinely mean this. I don't want this to be red pill content. I don't want this to be a bunch of dudes just being like, yeah, we have it so much harder. Everything we do is so much better. Do I believe that? Yes. But I don't want that to be the content.
You can't. Okay, it's going to be hard for me to wrap my head around you saying, I believe it, but I don't want it to be
Correct.
content.
I can have my beliefs. That doesn't make them true.
Okay. Oh,
So
I like that.
Doesn't make them true.
I like that a lot.
And the last and final disclaimer is, if you are offended, I actually want you to leave a comment so that I can try to understand your perspective. Now, if you roast me and you tell me you're a piece of stuff, you know what I'm saying? If you're a piece of stuff for doing this and that or saying this piece of stuff, I might not read your comment. But if you're willing to share your insight, I will literally reflect on it, and maybe we can make a part 2 to this video.
He's gonna read your comments and he's gonna respond. Yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
That's a promise.
I'm gonna go in.
That's George's job. George is gonna respond to your comments. If you hate the comments, just know it's not me. It's George. If you love the comment, just know I had probably some part of it.
I'll bring it on. Bring it all on. I'm willing to take this topic on to the grave.
All right.
And it's very possible I might end up in the grave after this podcast.
So just to preface everything, you're going to be talking about the struggles of men, correct? And you would want women to understand more.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I would like to have a disclaimer too, because I think we're going to be bouncing ideas off of each other.
Okay. I
have
that.
One disclaimer.
Like that.
I like to put it out there that me and George both know this, okay? So don't vilify either one of us. That the reason why men believe they have it harder or women believe that they have it harder is because they are respectively going through the struggles they think is harder. So obviously I'm going to think men have it tough because I'm going through the men's struggles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going through the women's struggles. But I think in the grand objective truth, I don't think women have it harder or men have it harder. Would you agree with that?
I agree that we each have our own unique struggles that the other gender just can't understand. You can't understand unless you're a man.
Yes.
You can't understand because I'm not a woman, I can't understand women's struggles. We can try to comprehend, we can try to feel it.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, there's just no way to fully grasp it.
Yes. So George is going to talk about men's struggles, and I've done a little bit of kind of research and things online to try to understand and take the other side of what female struggles that I think men need to understand more.
I like that. It's going to be so easy to solve all those problems.
Oh gosh.
Dude.
Right, man.
Let me tell you how.
Wait, hold on. You just said you don't want it to be a red pill podcast.
Yeah, but I also said it was going to be lighthearted and fun. So,
okay, so what is the first thing you want to talk about?
first of all, where this topic or where this title that we came to be, right? The 21st century man. What does it mean to be a 21st century man? We have a friend.
We do have a friend.
We have a friend, and this friend, me and him bonded over the struggles of the 21st century man, which I felt a lot of men who were on the call related to.
Okay.
So for me, the purpose of the 21st century man is to express how men's role in society has evolved, has grown, and encompasses way more than it used to.
Okay.
And not necessarily that it's harder than women's, but that we have to adjust to a new way of living that honestly we don't have the best equipment to handle.
Okay. I agree with that.
So I'll go right into it. The role of men is everything. We have to be all. We have to be...
Wait, guys, don't get angry yet. Guys, calm down. Everyone, just wait a minute.
Hold it in, George.
Your horses.
Hold it in. There's an explanation.
Yeah, just let George
There's an explanation. What I mean to say...
Just say it.
What I mean to say is that over the years, men have become a lot more not provider. They are providers already, but they have tapped into a certain area that I think weren't emotion. We weren't as emotionally available as we are nowadays.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, how many diapers did your dad change?
Quite a bit.
All right, Filipino culture is different.
Yeah, my dad.
Oh, accent.
That process.
This doesn't prove.
No, then again, Filipino culture, but I think it's immigrant culture. The moment a child becomes old enough to change their siblings' diapers, parents are like, all right,
I'm out.
Not my job anymore.
I'm out.
So like when my brother got an age, he was just changing me, you know what I mean, and feeding me.
Damn, that means your brother's seen you at your most vulnerable position.
Yeah, probably.
Good.
Why'd you put it that way, man?
I don't know.
I gotta put that image in my head, man. He was a helpful brother.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
To me, how many meals did your dad used to cook? Probably a lot.
Barely, because
Really?
yeah.
So again, I don't want to make I want to make generalities, not specific things about specific relationships.
Okay.
Every relationship has its own unique dynamic of what works for them. Whether it's, the man has to cook more because he's at home more, whether it's this person cleans more, whatever it is. But I think as a society overall, we've now come to the point where men have taken on a lot of responsibility in terms of domestic duties, taking care of the house, cleaning, being more involved in children. And that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't want to paint that as like this person is struggling or they're doing cough number 2.
Yes.
Because they've taken on, that's a thing that men should be involved in.
Okay, but what's the point? Okay, so we did the disclaimers. Okay.
No, all I'm trying to say, and maybe you can help me verbalize it better.
Yeah.
Is that in society now, we have taken on not just the role of protector and financial provider, which is what it used to be back then, right? But now we do all of that, plus we are the emotional support. We are the parental support.
Okay.
We are the domestic. We do everything minus giving birth.
Okay. Here's the only point I was trying to make. I wasn't trying to say that was wrong or anything. I was just saying that because it's such a touchy subject, and I know you're thinking like you don't want to come off a certain way, you made the disclaimers, okay? And everyone who after the disclaimers thinks that you're an asshole or something, rewind it back, brother. Because I feel like in order to have this conversation, everything you're gonna say, you're gonna want to sit and say things with it.
Let me do this a soft way.
Okay.
I just want people to understand how hard it is to be a man. I just want people to understand the stress, the pressure, and the difficulties that men go through. And again, I recognize that women go through their own struggles.
Yeah.
I am not invalidating your struggles because we have our own. All right.
Yeah.
But as a society, I don't think we care too much that the role of a man has evolved into encompassing all these things. And we don't give them the support that they need.
Okay. Oh yeah. How many points do you have?
I'll go into my last point.
Okay, because I have whether regardless if you're religious or not, I had this thought the other day because I do sort of agree with your statement. By the way, first, I do agree. Men.
All right, I could be a little bit more me if we got somebody else that can reel me back in.
No, I do agree that the man's role has encompassed a lot more, and I think that as we learn from past, like that's supposed to happen. I think.
It should. I agree.
And I think in terms of the other side, whoever your partner is, should also be engulfing the other old responsibilities they didn't have. For example, like a woman nowadays.
I have the best example for this. Keep going.
Sure. A woman nowadays should be the nurturing mother, but also bring in some bread. Like there should be crossover. And because we're men and we're struggling in our own experiences, maybe at times we feel like that just the men are crossing over and taking over all their responsibilities. Yeah. Oh,
no, buddy.
A lot of oxygen you just breathed in.
I just wanted to make sure that I breathe. Breathing is a good thing. Yes.
Yes.
And no.
Oh.
I feel like there's a lot of people who disagree with you that women shouldn't take on some of those responsibilities.
You said a lot of people.
A lot of people.
You think a lot, and when you say a lot of people,
honestly, and I
men
think
and women, or
yeah, men and women, and I think the majority actually would be men.
That say that women shouldn't be doing all this.
Yeah, I think most men would say that if I can be a single home provider and take care of my wife and family and not have to have her work if we don't need to, then that most men would be willing to do that happily.
Oh, that's my oxygen take. Hold on. Let me take in the oxygen. I feel like that's a traditional view that most men would not 100% go for right now. Hot take.
That's a hot take.
Because of how progressive this world is going. House, 2-income household, George. Sharing half, like, you know.
You
up and
need
up.
it. You need it in today's society. There's no way you can't have a 2-income household. Just it's financially irresponsible to not have a 2-income household. But I'm saying if a man is well off enough to be able to support you financially, both, you know, so that you don't have to. One, I think most men would want to do that, and two, I think most women would want to stay up. Need the oxygen.
Here's the oxygen. Okay, hold on.
Yo, we might need some oxygen tanks.
I think it's very interesting because I guess in my brain, again, another assumption, if a man's rich enough, I think personally, I'm ready. I want to be ready to that point where I can't take care of my wife.
Right.
She doesn't want to work. I prefer, even if I am super rich, that she still work.
Okay. I think you're in the minority, and not just because you're Filipino.
Oh, that's fair.
Now, here's my example.
Okay.
Putting the toilet seat down.
Oh my god.
Hear me out. This makes perfect sense.
Oh my gosh.
You walk into the bathroom. You got to go number one. What do?
I pull the toilet seat up.
Okay. You do your business.
Yeah.
Then what do?
Wash my hands. Not gonna catch me on this podcast. Wash my hands.
Are you?
Every man who doesn't wash their hands after they pee is wild to be like, I didn't even touch anything, bro. My area is clean. Nasty.
Bro, you shower in the morning, you're cleaner. It's never mind. We're not going there.
Bro,
We're not going there.
it's not even just you touching it. Like, you're touching a lot of things. How about after you pee is the moment that you decide, oh, let me wash all the germs I went through all day.
Bro, my body is cleaner than my hands.
See? This guy.
I shower, I put on
Wait,
clothes.
are you a no wash after you pee type of guy?
Depends. Did I touch anything?
That's so nasty.
Sometimes you use like no hands. Like, you're good. Toilet seat example.
Okay.
You go in, you put the toilet seat up. You wash your hands. Sounds like you didn't put the toilet seat down.
I did not.
If your partner tells you that you need to put the toilet seat down, what are you doing?
I'm putting it down because I love my wife.
I thought it was supposed to be 50-50.
No. See? You're thinking legitimately 50-50.
It doesn't have to be legitimately 50-50. But here's what I'm saying,
Okay.
right? I carry 100% of the load if I have to walk in, put the toilet seat up, finish, put the toilet seat down, and then go wash my hands. Because that's what I do. Right? That's 100% of the work. It's all on me.
Yeah. Oh, you're that's the analogy of you feel like a 21st century man.
21st century man has to put the toilet seat down.
100%.
100%.
You know what my explanation of that is? You're only looking in the scope of putting the toilet seat up and down. Who cleaned the bathroom?
Dude, I bet
Who
you.
decorated the bathroom? Who put the scent in the bathroom? You gotta step back and look at the whole picture.
No one asked you to do any of that. No one asked you to do any of that. You know what I need? A roll of toilet paper. That's what I need in the bath. And hardly any, because I got a bidet. And if you don't got a bidet, you're nasty. It's dirty.
Okay.
Get a bidet.
So is that do you have any other points of why, what you would like women to understand more?
Yeah. Here's a poll that was taken.
Oh.
Okay. Of in society. This is a current poll.
Okay.
Guess what the top 3 valued characteristics of a man are
From society?
in society.
Okay,
In
it's not
society.
personal, but society.
Yes.
Money.
Okay.
Like security, like strength, like you can protect me.
Toughness. Okay.
Toughness.
All right.
A leader, like a boss.
That was number 4.
Oh, okay. What's
So
number 3?
number 1 was morality, a sense of right and wrong,
Really?
an honest person, that kind of thing. Number 2 was finances, being professional, having a high career, those kind of things, being able to provide for your family financially and your status.
Okay.
And the third one was, it was tied actually for third. of leadership and toughness.
Okay.
So those are the qualities that were sought after or most valued in a man
Okay.
in today's society. Guess what the top 3 characteristics valued about a woman
Looks,
in this poll? Okay.
motherly, like
Okay.
nurturing, honesty.
Almost. You almost got them all. Like, yeah, I think you did. So it is physical attractiveness,
Okay.
empathy,
Okay.
or like a nurturing
Yeah.
personality, and intelligence.
Ooh,
Being able to-
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I
Why is that interesting?
not okay. That wasn't a sexist remark, but just what I thought society would say top 3 qualities they look for in a woman. Intelligence. I would think society doesn't like. Oh, I want an intelligent woman or man. To be honest,
You wouldn't want an intelligent man or woman?
yeah, intelligent. Like, ooh, super smart. Oh, was that a hot take?
Are you saying someone's not intelligent?
No, I'm just saying. Just because you're not intelligent doesn't mean you're like dumb,
Yeah.
right? I was thinking intelligent, super like ooh.
You're thinking like super brain power. I think no, I just
super
like basic
scholarly.
level intelligence.
Oh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
That's just
She doesn't watch this.
that's where my brain went.
That's fine. She doesn't watch this.
You're good.
I can say whatever he wants. Ha.
You're the editor. Edit it out.
I mean, she is.
You're digging your hole so much deeper, dude. All that to say, and this is I guess honestly my entire conversation could have been wrapped up in this one point. As the role of men has evolved to encompass additional responsibilities, and this is the part that I hope women understand, is that we haven't been provided examples of what that looks like. We're figuring it out on our own.
Okay.
I didn't have a dad that cooked, cleaned, that did all these things. These are things that I'm figuring out for myself. 2, that we don't have the support of, in my opinion, I don't have the support. Sorry, not me. Most men don't have the support to accomplish these tasks, and they're kind of on their own and loners in a way. Where I think I saw this somewhere where like the majority of men would say that their partner or their wife or whatever is like their friend. Outside of that, they don't have much social interaction. Like they have their guy friends that they might watch football with, right? But the way that me and you, I mean, this podcast is a great example. You just on me. You can insert the
You can
bleep.
just say it. But I don't understand why you do that, knowing that I edit right after.
in my brain, it's the editing is happening in real life.
I can do it after, George. You don't have to bleep yourself. Oh Lord.
It's real life editing.
Yeah.
But anyway, the way that men support, we don't give that kind of support. We don't go, yo, how you feeling, man?
Yeah.
I think some men do, and great, and more power to them for being able to recognize that they need help.
Yeah.
But I feel like in today's society, men aren't given the same level of support that women are given.
Okay. And that's what you want.
And I just hope that women understand that it's not that their struggles are invalid, but it's that we are completely adjusting to a new way of life, and that a little bit of empathy and a little bit of empathy can go a long way.
Yeah. Can I make before I get into my points, a religious, and sorry if people aren't religious and might not relate to this, but a religious connection I made recently. Because every man will lie if they say they've never felt that way. They felt like today now that they've been doing a lot more.
This is for sure not red pill content, dude. We're talking about feelings.
Yeah, we're talking about feelings. But if those who are Christian and who are taught that in a male and a female, what their roles are in their marriage, right? So what is a male's role in a marriage? Who is he supposed to represent?
Christ.
Okay, so I thought about that the other day, and I was like, did Christ not do everything for his people? And he suffered long suffering. He suffered through it all and did it. And so I try to like keep that in my mind, like maybe we are supposed to do all of it.
Are we supposed to do all of it? Absolutely. Are we supposed to suffer? In my opinion, we ain't Christ. We're willing to sacrifice for sure. We sacrifice everything.
We strive to be.
We strive to be.
Yeah. And he knew for the greater cause of this whole thing that, yeah, he suffered through it.
I'll take it from a secular point, like taking Christianity out of it. I think most men would be willing to sacrifice everything for their families. Do you agree or disagree?
Sacrifice everything?
Yeah. Maybe not all men, but I think most men would say that they are willing to sacrifice everything.
I think saying it out loud is easier than doing it.
Agreed.
A lot of men would say it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm willing to sacrifice everything, right? That doesn't mean that I need to, right? Like, to your Christian example, was God put on the cross and made to suffer? Yes. Did he need to? I would argue no. He didn't need to, but we're bad people, so he paid the price.
No, oh, that's wild, George. I don't know.
This got weird.
Touch that, but that's crazy that you said that out loud. All I'm saying is, when you say sacrifice everything, I think you're going to like an extreme where just the thought of doing everything, maybe being emotional support, doing all those roles, is that everything, and I can suffer because maybe it takes a toll on you. But at the same time, knowing that this is going to be beneficial in the end is a reason to continue and not be frustrated with it.
I just hope that if there is a man out there who's going through it and he feels like he's doing it alone, he's not. That's all. That's honestly, if that's like one takeaway that I hope someone gets from this podcast, is that you're not in it alone. You're not the only one sacrificing, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, you raised your points, George. And to the one female viewer that we have, thanks.
Bronchosaurus.
I picked 5 points of why I think women have it harder than men.
Oh, I can counteract with.
And you can counteract. Right, I thought you were gonna come up with points of. I thought this was gonna be a who has it harder conversation.
I was.
Yeah.
That was the initial take was I wanted to just show how hard men have it. Yeah. But then I had a very insightful conversation with the love of my life, the everything to my dreams, the one that will get me in trouble if I say the wrong thing on this podcast, which is why I'm tiptoeing.
Oh, okay.
But
okay, man.
It's so dumb.
I was trying to think of literally, I don't know, some type of figure.
But after that conversation with her, what I came to realize is that, and I think you're going to make this point, is that it's not about a man who does everything as much as it is both people going through struggles and trying to understand each other.
Yes.
And it's great. It's crazy how much compassion another person will give and support they will give once they recognize the suffering that you're going through.
Yes, I 100% want to do that through this segment.
But I'm going to tear them apart.
My thought process of like picking these things was just to raise the awareness and have the thought of like, oh, maybe I should realize this. And you can maybe start a little bit more compassion or empathy, right? So my segment is why women have it harder, because they have it so much harder.
You're right, they don't, but continue.
I have 5 points, George.
5. 1. Let me tear them all down.
Okay. First point, why women have it harder. Beauty standards.
Okay.
Women win that in the difficulty Olympics.
Okay.
You agree or disagree?
That they have to worry about being pretty.
Oh, no.
Okay. What do you mean?
They have a societal pressure to meet these beauty standards. And if they don't, they just develop constant insecurities.
Yes, they do have that pressure.
And men do not.
Sure.
Why do you look so angry?
I don't look angry at all.
Yeah, you're so ready to tear.
I look normal.
You're so ready to tear these down.
I'm just waiting for you to make a point.
That was. But anyways, I just thought for entertainment or anything you see online, TikTok, social media, what have you, the idea of what is beautiful or what women should be is a lot more apparent than what men should be.
Okay.
Looks wise.
This kind of goes back to like the qualities like valued by society.
Yeah.
Number one was
Beauty.
beauty for
Right,
women,
right.
and number one for men was like morality.
Yeah, all I'm saying is we don't understand that struggle because I think it's way more intense for women than it is men. So when we look at that, like, oh, you beauty standards, like, it's fine. Like, I don't care. I'll go outside with dirt on my face and be fine with it. And then the women be like, well, my eyelashes or this or that. And you realize, like, who looks at these split ends? Like, who look at these nails for real? But then it's just a constant, all these insecurities that they built over years because they've been told that this is beautiful.
My question to you is,
Yeah.
what is the consequence of society not deeming you attractive?
I think it's both sides self-made.
Mhm.
Not feeling accepted or not feeling like you meet these expectations or feel accepted is a hard thing to go through. So if I don't feel accepted in this realm of beauty, I develop insecurities. I hate myself. It's just a cycle that keeps continuing. And then I build walls. And then it's hard to even feel loved.
Justin, educate me, because here's where my brain's going, and I'm being honest here. And this is not a roast moment. I genuinely want to understand moment.
Okay.
When the number one responsibility for, I would say, men as a general topic is taking care of the family and making sure that if you're not supporting in so many different ways that whatever, you're somehow less.
Okay.
Versus the pressures of making sure you look good.
Okay.
One, to me as a man,
Yeah.
seems more important than the other.
And see, that's where your problem is.
Okay.
Because you're taking one for one. Why am I matching up the looks of beauty versus like that?
Right. So, okay.
All I'm pointing out is
That they have that struggle?
things that men don't understand.
Cool. I can give you that.
Women, okay.
Sure. They struggle through making sure they look pretty. Got it. Got it.
Okay.
It's good.
I'm trying to save you, brother.
Don't save me.
Save me.
Let me drown, dog. Let me drown.
Oh, dude.
The text coming in.
I was just saying, okay, so you think about it, right? Even with age, which I kind of put in a beauty category, men getting older, women getting older.
Bro, I'd be a fine woman.
You would not.
I'd be smacked. I'd still have the mustache,
You would
but
You be pulling with a mustache?
I'd still be pulling with the mustache.
You different. But I'm just saying, but you look at, that's another insecurity that I have.
I'll
And I don't want to minimize insecurities because even though how irrational they can be, an insecurity, I'm serious, we too have irrational insecurities.
disagree.
You don't think so?
Our insecurities are rational.
Yes. Some insecurities are irrational.
No, all of them.
I wouldn't say all of them.
Oh.
I wouldn't say all of them.
Women,
You being good at podcasting is a rational insecurity.
no, I'm just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's rational because I am bad.
I see. I'm sorry. That was supposed to be a joke. But this is why George has trust issues with me.
I just accepted it, dude.
That was a joke. That was 100% a joke. All I'm saying is, like, insecurities build off of each other.
I'll say, and this is as far as I'm willing to give you,
Yeah.
is that the social pressures of making sure I look good
Yeah.
is a pressure I'll never understand.
That's the whole point.
I can accept that.
And so looking good, say you want to feel good about yourself. Say as a man, and I don't know if you've ever felt like this way, but you just feel like you're losing in everything. You know, like video games, arguments, whatever have you. And like, damn, I just want to feel good once in something that I've done because I've just taken L's left and right. I just want to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, and anything you do, especially beauty wise, nothing makes you feel good because you don't feel like you've met this standard. You're looking for something to make you feel good. You're looking for someone to say, hey, nice nails, hey, this, whatever. You're looking for something because all these insecurities are just building on top of each other.
And that's something I can't understand
Okay.
because as men, we are on from the day that we are born. And we learn real quickly that we can't accept compliments or that we can't take those kind of things from other people.
Ooh, perfect transition to my second struggle. I think emotional maturity is.
Oh, buddy.
Hold on.
Get me in this. Tag me in, bro.
Relax. Relax.
Emotional Tell me more about emotional maturity between men and women.
So, emotional maturity, I have a question for you.
I'm going to give you the answer.
Okay, not to say, ooh, this person's way more emotionally mature than others, and that's why they have an advantage, whatever. So, my question to you is this: what do you think is more difficult? Someone who cannot express one emotion, has the inability to, or someone who is handling so many emotions?
Which one is more difficult?
Yeah.
They're both equally difficult.
You think they're both equally difficult?
Absolutely.
I think the ability, the fact that if I have to handle so many emotions is way more exhausting than me having the inability to express one emotion.
This is a perfect example, right? I'm guessing, right, is that the example that you're giving me is that the man is the one who has one emotion and the woman is the one who has multiple emotions.
Yes.
Okay. Here's why that's a terrible example. Okay?
Okay.
Because men have just as many emotions. Men, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Men have just as many emotions. We feel all the same things. It's not like we have less emotion. We just prioritize them different.
No, I disagree with you. I think we have the ability to feel all the emotions, the range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said earlier, this is why I brought it up to the transition. We're taught to what? Move the on.
Yep.
So, as we're taught to do that at a very young age, sometimes we don't even process emotion. And sometimes we just move on and don't even take the time to understand what the emotion that we went through until much later, until we blow up because this just got added on. Oh, you have a question?
Sir?
Mr. Sonic?
Sir.
Mr. Sonic?
I would like to say that back in the day, I would say you're correct. But the 21st century man has to not only do all that, but also has to be in tune with their emotions, has to feel all of them and be able to verbalize them and express them properly.
And I think men have a problem with talking about their emotions.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Today's day and age now.
Yeah, I think, here's even a better sentence, because I think I'm really good at explaining my emotion, but I have to actually think and be like,
The roasting coming.
No,
okay.
Not a roasting coming, because I have this problem. How can I express my emotion to my partner so she can understand? I'm still stuck in my ego thinking, bro, I'm great at explaining, bro. This makes sense to me, so why doesn't it make sense to you? But I can't get out of that. I keep going in a loop, and that's why I'm saying it's so hard to express one emotion where maybe my partner's feeling so many emotions, and that's exhausting, bro.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Overall, not your relationship, not my relationship. Let's take those relationships, and they're not here right now.
Oh.
Overall.
No, she's always here with me.
Ching! Like, it's the smile thing.
I edit the podcast, George. I'm going to put the sounds in.
My brain is editing this. I can't help it.
Live editing. Okay.
Who is the one that has to explain their emotions? Who has more? There's no way I can phrase this without.
No, say it out loud.
Who's the one who usually has problems? The man or the woman?
The woman, because she can understand what bothers her.
Or because the man knows that if he raises problems, it's just not worth the fight.
Sure. Look at your logic already.
Right.
We can't even, we come up with reasons why to move the on already.
Because it ain't that serious.
See, well, that's our logic.
It's the right logic.
No, see, that's the problem, dude. That's the problem.
That's the point I won't understand.
Imagine if
I admit defeat.
Imagine you do constantly start talking about every little thing that annoys you. Now, yes, you might be met with, some frustration, and it's going to be hard. but at least push it forward. I think a problem with, I look at my parents. I love my parents, but I look at an older generation and all these stereotypical, like, just do what she says if she's happy, is a mindset that's like, or you know how you say, like, I don't want to start anything. Why is it worth the fight? I don't want to do it. Is a mindset that continues to kick the can like the government
Down the road.
So like, yeah, fine. I'm going to kick the can and be like, you know what? I'm going to hold my tongue because fighting with you is just not worth it. I don't want to disturb the peace. Then that just builds up. Every time I do that, by the time the fifth or sixth thing happens, I'm going to blow up.
Here's a take, and this is 100% not me, but a take that I've learned from talking to other men in other situations that they've been in.
Okay.
I've heard their partners express that they never express any dissatisfaction with anything.
Yeah.
Until their partner brings up something that they're dissatisfied with. All of a sudden, the man becomes willing to like unleash.
I would relate to that 100%.
Sure. I'm willing to admit that men should do a better job of communicating their unhappiness or whatever the thing is beforehand, right? Don't let it build up to the point where like, but what I've learned is at the end of the day, it's about wanting at least to be treated as an equal, being treated as like, hey, the reason why I'm bringing up these things is not because I'm trying to like say it's one for one. I'm saying I show grace. I'm trying to say I show forgiveness. Can I just get a little bit of that?
Yeah, and then that's where it becomes slippery when you try to view it 50-50. Now, I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm better, because I promise you, even though how many times I've said I don't want to view things 50-50,
right?
In that scenario where I'm like, I show you calmness and grace and forgiveness, and if I ever mess up, please send it back to me. In my head, I'm thinking 50-50. And then maybe I get mad because I don't receive that calmness. I'm just saying, always doing the right thing, regardless if it's 50-50, is the better road to take.
And I'll take that. I'll agree with that. I'll move on from one quote that I heard that I think also kind of encompasses the same topic is the phrase, I don't know if you've ever heard this before. They'd rather see me die. I heard it on a TED Talk. They'd rather see me die on my white horse than fall off of it. Meaning that my family would rather see me just like basically
like a knight, like good.
Yeah, a knight, like die on my white horse, like die as a hero, than fall off my horse and be at my lowest. Be the guy who's vulnerable. Be the guy who's weak.
You're saying falling off the horse is
weakness.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, why'd you bring that point up? I think it's fine. I'm saying it should be okay to fall off that white horse.
I agree. But what I'm saying is that society looks at men as the ones who should die on the white horse and not the ones who fall off of their horse.
Okay. I'm so curious how this is going to come up, by the way. Sorry. Okay. I got 3 more points, right? Biologically, I think women have it harder.
Let me carry it. Let me carry it. I'll carry the baby. I would love to carry a baby. You know, they complain about it so much.
Not here.
No.
George, seriously. The fact that they have to go through a monthly period.
Okay.
And the fact that they have to have specialized doctors for women in their exam compared to our annual exam. What's our annual exam? I go in, I did the cough. You know what I'm talking about? They check and
put the glove on.
They check and I cough, and then I gotta tell the doctor it's cold in here and that's why it looks like that. and then I leave.
Biologically, you want to talk about periods, which happens at some point. It stops. Correct?
Sure.
Yeah. Guess what? When there's stops, our suffering begins because we have to take other exams that are a little bit more invasive. If you catch my drift.
Not routinely.
Sure. Also,
wait, women have to do this seriously from the get-go, bro, routinely.
There are men out there who can experience that. It's a phantom. It's a phantom mental thing that they can experience.
They experience.
They even have, because I did research on this.
They experience periods.
Not that they experience periods, but they experience period-like symptoms, and it's a real thing. Google it. Google it. There are men out there who suffer.
Do they sync up with women?
Don't know. I read the headline.
I just think like birth control, everything biologically, they have to. Bro, I'm just walking around the earth, bro.
You want to talk about biological differences? I got to work out and be swole. Otherwise, no one pays attention to me.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, you're right. I got to be rich or no one pays attention to me.
Okay, you're saying biologically. See, now you're just coming up with more reasons. I'm talking about biologically.
Sure.
I can literally walk around. I could never go to a doctor again for the next 5 years, which is not good because I'm getting old and I need to go to the doctor way more.
Me too. My knees, bro. My knees.
My back, my everything.
Your cough.
My cough. And I just think they have to, for most of their life, have to routinely exams that we don't ever have to experience. We can't have anything that compares to it.
We have terrible exams as well. The only thing that I'll give you,
one exam, George.
The only thing that I'll give you,
one exam.
It's the most invasive exam you'll ever experience in your life.
You're gonna have Pashore, our very close friend, do it for you, so it's fine.
Nothing about that exam is fine. Nothing about that situation makes it okay. The only thing that I'll give you is that, like clockwork, being sick once a month sucks.
You know what I just thought? Actually, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
That joke is crazy. I'll tell you off the spot. Sorry, I'm sick. All right, 2 more points, and I'll be done. One, I wrote down societal power.
Oh, yep. I'm willing to hear this one.
Yeah, you are?
Yeah.
I think men have positions of power. Oh, Lord. What's happening here?
Tell me more.
You said it wasn't going to be Red Pill Podcast, but man, you are getting offended as if it is a Red Pill Podcast.
It needs to be entertaining somehow.
Okay, me and you have to agree that men built this country, right?
With the help of women.
Men built this country.
I don't take the credit away from them.
Now you're switching for the entertainment value.
No, I'm not switching.
That's a fact. That's not. I'm not trying to like demean or belittle anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Men literally built this country.
How?
Because back then, those were men duties.
Because people died. Because men died on the front lines. Let me know how many women were at war.
Oh my God. Dude, actually, I don't know how much I can cut out. Sure.
I think we're screwed for this podcast. I don't know if this even makes it. This might have to just be like a Patreon episode, dude.
I wasn't trying to belittle anyone. I'm just trying to say the fact that men built this country. With that being in place, what, do you have a problem with that statement?
We're talking about the 21st century man. How about you talk about the 21st century woman then?
No, I'm just talking about, today.
Yeah, today. What?
Now, let me get to the history to get to where I am. Let me make my point.
Make your point.
Okay, so men built this country again, right? Then it's just like people who are rich, generational.
Mm-hmm.
Money just gets passed down.
Sure.
Those positions of power, you got to agree, all it does is just get passed down.
Mm-hmm.
So if men are consistently having positions of power, and I think today, you got to agree, most men are still in position of power. And I only make this point. I also agree. It's like saying, oh, men only have engineer jobs. It's because most men most people going for the job are men.
Yes.
So most people going for those positions of power are men.
Yes.
So it's very low. I think that's the reason too. I'm just making the statement that most men are in positions of power.
Correlation does not mean causation.
Here's what happens when most men are in position of power. If most men are in position of power, and I can already feel your anger, bro. This next point I'm about to make,
Now you're gonna make it 3 points today.
So please try to keep it together, okay? When you have men making positions of power, they would not think twice about a decision like Roe v. Wade or overturning. The fact that you could make a law about a specific gender. There is no law about a specific man that affects only men. There's something there. I just don't know. Anyway, so that's why I say, hold on. That's a US. Now you want to talk about, I even took it further to like international. Because men are in positions of power and they deem women a certain way, the way those roles are in other countries, women can't drive, women got to do this, women got to do that. You can see that's like more of an extreme version. We're way more free here in the US.
Agreed.
But that's the example I'm making. Look at laws that specifically say women have to be this way.
So are you making the comparison about women around the world or women in the United States? Because they're two different comparisons.
Why can't I say both statements? I'm generally just saying men in positions of power and how it affects women. I can go domestic and I can go international. I got freaking flyer miles.
I can destroy both arguments.
Okay,
on different. No, I don't want this to be a destroying thing. I want to calm down, right? I don't want to.
Dude, I do. I was like, I can feel the heat already, bro.
I don't want to come off as. Do you know what this is, bro? Do you know what this is?
Irony.
This is misogyny.
Yeah.
I don't want to come off as misogynist.
Okay.
The fact that men hold positions of power, valid. I understand it. I get it. But those positions affect everyone. It's not just men or women. I would like to see how men being in positions of power has affected women. So the thing that you say about the law situation, I don't want to touch that with a 50-foot pole because that gets real political real fast.
Yeah.
But
When
the
we
example,
we could talk off podcast,
sure,
or maybe when you go home or during the week.
yeah. If you want to tell me that women in different countries have it significantly worse, fine.
Are you saying 21st century U.S. man?
Yes.
Okay.
21st century U.S. man.
I was not.
Because I promise you, the 21st century Middle Eastern man ain't doing half the things that we doing. I promise you, he ain't.
Oh God. Okay. All I'm saying is that those examples with positions of power, I assume this is all an assumption. I am not well versed in politics. If there was more women in positions of power to make those calls, I don't know how easily it would be to overturn a Roe v. Wade. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
But that was the only point I made.
Yeah, we might have to cut this entire section out, but other than that, we'll go into the next one.
I'll keep it just so maybe people can educate us. Please educate us and make us less ignorant. Here's the last one. Again, George, we might get heated.
Here's the thing. This is getting a hard balance between trying to be entertaining and also trying to like be real.
Yeah.
Right?
Here. Hey, if you don't like it and you think you're offended, we were being entertaining. We didn't mean it.
Yeah. If you liked what I said, though,
we were being. Okay, here's the last point. I thought women have it harder. I think women have it harder in the realm of dating and finding a partner. Love in general. Just that type of journey.
And this is why I can't take anything you say seriously. This is why when you make points, people think they're wrong because you say outrageous things.
Oh, okay.
This is why.
Okay, wait, hold on. How much of that was serious? How much was a joke?
No, I think you're...
Put it out there.
I think you are 100% outrageously out of your mind if you think that women have it harder in the dating world than men.
Who?
Outrageously different.
Okay, here, I'm going to tell you. Dave Chappelle had this great joke. I don't know if you ever heard it.
You might get canceled. You just said Dave Chappelle.
It's stuck in my mind, but it's such a great perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So he talks about this joke. I'm gonna summarize it because I don't want to butcher it. But he's basically like, "Hey, I did this show, and they paid me. This mafia person paid me in cash because I did a great job. So he gave me like $15,000. I forgot what the amount was. They paid me in cash, and I was living in New York, So I had $15,000 in my backpack and I took the train home and I was scared for my life. I don't know what to do. I don't know why people were looking at me differently and people I thought were going to rob me of my $15,000. Ooh, that was so scary. And then he goes, imagine if I had a in my pocket. I might bleep that out.
You gotta bleep that out.
Which is like, and he's like, oh, I'd never take the train. I'd never do that. Like, that's not even close to the idea of having $15,000 because that's insane. Like, people pretty much look at that and like, oh, I'm going to cause harm because I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would rather, this might be a personal preference, be lonely than face the chaos that women have to go through during the dating and partner and love journey.
There's no doubt in my mind that women have to be significantly more cautious on dates, on just being out in general. They are more vulnerable. They're a more vulnerable population because people see a woman by herself and think that they can get whatever they want or that they can, whatever, take advantage.
Yeah.
Dating is the act of trying to pursue someone or trying to court another human being.
Yeah.
Right? Women have the key. They're the ones who get to say, I want him, or him.
You said you didn't want this to be a Red Pill podcast. And I feel in my head, I'm like, wait, I'm listening. I've heard this roundtable.
I'm PUBG, okay?
Okay, you're saying she has the power because she gets to choose. Yes, I think what the males struggle in dating is sometimes you don't get nothing. You face loneliness and you face that by yourself and you build insecurities because imagine you're trying to succeed in something and all you do fail. Nothing, no one wants you. Mm-hmm. So then you start hating yourself. That's an experience of a man. A woman, yes, has the ability to like, all right, I have a lot of suitors. I'll agree with that. But along with a lot of suitors comes with that criminal activity that you're talking about.
Sure.
And I think I would hate to go through that. I would hate the fact that I'm trying to put myself out there and be vulnerable. But also, man, I got to be so cautious because there's so many weird dudes out there who are either sliding in the DM or even men who do look nice, then turn up and become the criminal activity.
No, I can tell you right now, you said it already. At the end of the day, there are creepy, gross men out there.
Yes.
I won't counteract that. I hope every person is as cautious as they can be.
Our first thought of a woman, unless I'm super rich and I'm talking about average, isn't what's your intentions? Are you going to hurt me? Are you going to, I don't know, stab me? Are you going to do any of this thing?
Yeah. Instead, I have to be your circus monkey and make sure I entertain you and make sure that I am everything that you've ever dreamed of so I could even get a chance on a second date.
That's your experience because I don't know, maybe I don't want to get into your trauma. I don't know past, but you've been hurt to think that.
Okay.
That you have to be the everything, the dream guy. A societal pressure that's been put on you.
When women have the ability to say, I want him, not him, or that, you have to figure out a way to make yourself stand out. Every man is competing with every other man, whether they're willing to acknowledge it or not.
I don't disagree with that.
And you got to figure out how you're going to stand out. It's a constant competition that you face every single time that you put yourself out there. And every time that you get destroyed. And every time you get rejected and get put down, you then have to pick yourself back up, rub the dirt off, say, all right, time to get back out there.
That's a lot safer.
Men are creepy. I'll acknowledge that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's just safer.
It's safer for sure.
That's
for men. It's safer for men.
That was hard.
I'm willing to stick with the statement that it's safer for men in the dating world than it is for women. That's for 100%.
The thought of that, I'm like, that's so exhausting to deal with. I couldn't trust. Because I feel like as a male experience, it's like, it's all on me. I need to change things and everything, right? It's my responsibility to maybe go to the gym or change myself to look better and to get a woman. I think it's exhausting that not only do you have to do that as a woman, but you have to be like, this guy might be super creepy. This guy I have to vet this guy or this guy and all that. And I probably wouldn't want to do that.
But even, I mean, going back to your point, right? Like as a man, as someone who can acknowledge that there are tons of creepy men out there,
Yeah.
you now not only have to compete with all other men, you now have to show that you're not one of these creepy men, that you are a good person. So now in the back of your mind, every man has to be like, okay,
But that's like in your control.
sure.
You know,
And-
all those struggles are in your control. Trying to say, like, all those creepy men aren't part of the woman's control.
it's safer to be a man than it is a woman. No person will argue with you there.
And that's
It's
why
safer.
I think it's harder.
For the dating life,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know. That's such a strange comparison to say that it's safer for. I'm being honest here. Like
Yeah.
to say that it's safer to be a man than it is to be a woman, and then say that it's harder to date because of that reason, just doesn't seem like the correlation there is just a little off to me, right?
Interesting. You guys tell me the statement that George.
Oh, dude, I want to literally scratch this entire podcast and not do any of it.
Please let us know if that correlation makes sense or it doesn't. But anyways, I want to close it with this. I researched those things because that's something that I felt like maybe men should be more, and myself should be more aware of, and maybe have a little perspective change. But I think overall, when we talked about 21st century man and women and the things that they face, that we both are going through trauma, and it affects our everyday, our mindset, how we look at the day, how we look at each other. And I would like us to not be more open to being wrong. And oxygen, that's another oxygen. And I like to say, I would want us to be more open to being wrong. And even more so, I think it's even better to being open towards that there's something even better than being wrong and right. If there's an action chosen, not for the sake of being right or wrong, or a thought that has to be like, oh, this logically has to make sense or something. That's the whole point of everything. I think there's something higher than that.
The 21st century man has no problem being wrong. Happens all the time. And on that note,
Oh, Lord, I don't know.
how do I, what a show did we have
I
today?
hope you guys enjoy that show. And
Please know it was a show.
it was a show.
Nothing was serious.
Please.
April Fools in October. None of this.
We're both trying to entertain. So
Entertain and
start a conversation.
start a conversation.
That's the whole point of this podcast, I think, which I really like. Because we're going to say a lot of stuff, whether it's right or wrong, but I'd like to have a mature and calm and respectful conversations about these topics.
Have this be a clip. If you're somebody who knows me personally and you want to argue with me on one of these points, please have a conversation with me about it instead of making all the assumptions that you're going to make after watching this episode. That is the real disclaimer. On that note,
Yeah.
we hope you got something out of this podcast today. If not, I hope you laughed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I don't know how much laughing you did on this one. I will catch you on the next one.
See ya.
Peace. Oh, I don't know, dude. That was rough. I don't know. I'm so anxious.